walls in the hall and also from the keyhole of the playroom door in the attic. So Nickelodeon slime. Oh, sorry. It might be plasma.
Sure. A 12-inch, 30-centimeter crucifix, I can't talk, hung in the living room by Kathy, revolved until it was upside down and gave off a sour smell. That sounds like The Exorcist. Sour smell? I was attributed a sour smell to, like, boy feet. Or my feet.
George tripped over a 4-foot-high, or 1.2
centimeter
China lion ornament in the living room and found bite marks on one of his ankles. Later, this lion would reappear in the living room after George had moved it back upstairs into the sewing room. So we're getting some
poltergeist. George saw Kathy transform into an old woman of 90, the hair wild, a shocking white, the face of a mass of wrinkles and ugly lines and saliva dripping from the toothless mouth.
Yummy.
That sounds sexy.
Sounds like something Stephen King would write about. Well, I kind of did in The Shining.
Yeah.
Missy would sing consistently while in her room. Whenever she left the room, she would stop singing, and upon returning, she would resume singing where she left off. I wonder what she was singing.
Probably something about her pig-eyed friend Jody. On one occasion, Kathy heard what sounded like a window being opened and closed through the sewing room door, even though she was sure there was no one in there.
Why?
The window was swinging open and closed. What? It was just part of my act, okay?
Just deciding that something was wrong with their house. Finally, they're deciding what's wrong with their house.
Finally, God,
they
it
could
only
not
took
explain
forever.
rationally. George and Kathy Lutz carried out a blessing of their own. On January 8th, 1976, George held a silver crucifix while they both recited the Lord's Prayer. While in the living room, George allegedly heard a chorus of voices asking them, "Will you stop?"
Will you stop? I can't handle the blessing any longer.
If you don't believe it, it doesn't happen.
By mid-January 1976, after another attempt at a house blessing by George and Kathy, they experienced what would turn out to be their final night in the house. The Lutzes declined to give a full account of the event that took place on this occasion, describing them as too frightening.
After getting in touch with Father Mancuso, the Lutzes decided to take some belongings and stay at Kathy's mother's house in nearby Deer Park, New York, and until they had sorted out the problem with the house.
Oh, my turn. Oh. They claimed that the phenomena followed them there, with the final scene of Anson's book describing greenish-black slime, ew, coming up the staircase towards them. Even more ew. Oh my God. I'd be running like bitch out the fuck. I would have jumped out the second floor window. I ain't,
On January
That's
14th,
not happening.
1976, George and Kathy Lutz, with their 3 children and their dog Harry, left 112 Ocean Avenue, leaving all of their possessions behind. The next day, a mover arrived to remove the possessions and possessions to send to the Lutzes. He reported no paranormal phenomena while inside the house.
Of course not.
It probably came in the middle of the day, too. A lot of times it happens at night.
Exactly. When you're most vulnerable.
When you're most relaxed.
Invulnerable. Most people are sleeping. That's vulnerability. Jeez. Is it this one? The book was written after Tam Mossman, an editor at the publishing house Prentice Hall, introduced George and Kathy Lutz to Jay Anson. The Lutzes did not work directly with Anson, but submitted around 45 hours of tape-recorded recollections to him, which were used as the basis of the book. Read!
Estimates of the sales of the book are around 10 million copies of the numerous editions. Anson is said to have based the title of the Amityville Horror of the Dunwich Horror by H.P. Lovecraft, which was published in 1929.
Ooh.
We talked about H.P. Lovecraft.
And how crazy he is.
He's not. You
The 1979 film, based on Jay Anson's novel, is the most well-known in the series. James Brolin and Margot Kidder portray the couple George and Kathy Lutz. The part of the priest who blesses the house, renamed Father Delaney in the film, I thought it was Mancuso, was played by Academy Award-winning actor Rod Steiger. Or Steiger. I could be butchering it, I don't know.
The first three Amityville films received a theatrical release, while the fourth film was made for television by NBC. The sequels from the 1990s were released direct-to-video and contained virtually no material related to the Lutz family or the Dafeo murders. Instead, they concentrate on a paranormal phenomena caused by cursed items supposedly linked to the house.
Ooh. One of the famous features of the Amityville horror films is the distinctive pumpkin head appearance of the house, which was created by two quarter-round windows on the third-floor attic level. I'm tired.
The windows are often illuminated in the films, giving it the appearance of malevolent eyes. The first three films were filmed at a house in Toms River, New Jersey, which had been converted to look like 112 Ocean Avenue, after the authorities in the Amityville denied permission for the location filming.
Wouldn't it have been interesting if they had been able to use the actual house for the films? They should do a remake and get permission to use that house. I'm saying they should. They should purchase the house.
I don't think it's up anymore. I heard a rumor that it was destroyed.
Did they? Sure, oh. Well. Although not all of the films in the Amityville horror series are set at the former Lutz home on Ocean Avenue, the distinctive Dutch colonial house is traditionally used as the main image in promotional material.
Oh yeah, it's creepy. Even now, if you look at a house that looks kind of like that, you're like, ah. In 2005, a remake of the original Amityville horror film was released with the tagline "Ketchum and Kill 'Em," referring to the claimed link between the house and Ocean Avenue and John Ketchum, whose name has been linked to witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts, but remains a controversial and elusive figure.
Massachusetts. I love you. Don't hurt me. Abuse. You saw that. It's on video.
Shut up. Abuse when you like it.
She's not wrong. This version exaggerates the isolation of 112 Ocean Avenue by depicting it as a remote house similar to the Overlook Hotel in Stephen King's The Shining. Good book, you should read it. In reality, 112 Ocean Avenue is a suburban house within 50 feet or 15 meters of other houses in the neighborhood.
There's also a part 2 called Deep Doctor Sleep.
Ooh. Do it! That one.
The house used in the 2005 version was in Silver Lake, Wisconsin, while other location work was shot in nearby Antloch, Illinois. The child character Jody Dafeo appeared in the film is fictional and was not one of the victims of the shooting by Ronald Dafeo Jr.
So she's a demon! Demon! In November of 1974, George Lutz described the 2005 remake as drivel and sued the makers for breach of contract, defamation, and libel. He objected particularly to the scene in the film where the male lead, named as George Lutz and played by Ryan Reynolds, is shown killing the family dog with an axe. The film also shows the George Lutz character building coffins for members of his own family.
Yeah, it wasn't a movie.
If it had Ryan Reynolds in it, chances are it was supposed to be kind of funny too. Who knows?
Defamation claim was dismissed by a Los Angeles court in November 2005, while other issues related to the lawsuit remain unresolved at the time of George Lutz's death. Apparently I'm a good holder for her to put in her paw.
In your paw. She's so freaking cute. The documentary My Amityville Horror was released in March 2013. It featured interviews with Daniel Lutz, one of the children who lived in the house during the period on which the books and films are based.
It's actually a good show.
I have no.
Lutz echoes the original story as told by his mother and stepfather. He also makes additional claims that both he and George Lutz were possessed, that George Lutz demonstrated telekinesis abilities and strongly suggested that George dabbling in the cult may have initiated the demonic events.
Ooh, initiated. Ooh. That's the word, initiated. Kathleen Teresa Lutz,
It's with an H though.
October 13th, that's today, 1946 to August 17th, 2004.
It would have been a birthday then today.
Y'all. Died of emphysema, and George Lee Lutz, January 1st to 1947 to May 8th, 2006, died of heart disease. The couple had divorced in the late 1980s, but remained on good terms. So wait a second, that would have made her... Hang on. My brain is not wanting to work. Okay, 63?
Now or then?
Now, like today, she'd be 63.
During the period in which the Lutz family was living in 112 Ocean Avenue, Dr. Stephen Kaplan, a self-styled vampirologist and ghost hunter, was called in to investigate the house.
Dun dun dun!
Do a video on vampires.
Ooh, we totally should. Kaplan and the Lutzes had falling out after Kaplan said that he would expose any fraud that was found. Kaplan went on to write a critical book titled The Amityville Horror Conspiracy with his wife Roxanne Salch Kaplan. The book was published in 1995.
On the night of March 6, 1976, the house... 666. House was investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren, a husband and wife team self-described as demonologists, together with the crew from television station Channel 5 New York, and reported Michael Linder of WNEW-FM. During the course of the investigation, Gene Campbell took a series of infrared time-lapse photographs.
Did we do a video on Ed and
We
Lorraine?
will be.
We're going to do a video on Ed and Lorraine because they are an interesting couple. Really interesting people. One of the images allegedly showed a demonic boy with glowing eyes who was standing at the foot of a staircase. The photograph did not emerge into the public domain until 1979 when George and Kathy Lutz and Rod Steiger
I'll put the
appeared
picture
on
in.
the Merv Griffin show to promote the release of the first film.
It is
It's
a very
just
creepy picture.
right between us.
Yeah, it's a very creepy picture.
Maybe up here.
Yeah,
Where my hand
it's
is.
like a Ow, Satan!
Did I finish that?
112 Ocean Avenue was also investigated by the parapsychologist Hans Holzer. The Lawrence and Holzer have suggested that the house is occupied by malevolent spirits due to its history. The Warrens' visit to the house was depicted in the 2016 film The Conjuring 2. I love The Conjuring. Do it.
This one here.
Yes.
George Lutz registered the phrase the Amityville Horror as a trademark in 2002, and it is referred to as the Amityville Horror on his official website.
But he's dead. That's what Let's claim that the film producers embellished on fabricated events portrayed in the 1979 version and the 2005 remake. He also claimed that the producers of the 2005 film did not involve his family and that they used his name without permission.
Where's that? Huh. Why do we have that if we don't have the
Because,
thing?
yeah, I don't know.
Is it the one he broke?
Oh.
No. As of 2005, the house known as 112 Ocean Avenue still exists, but it has been renovated and the address changed in order to discourage sightseers from
that's
visiting it.
Oh, sorry.
That's why. It no longer technically exists, but the place that it used to be is still there.
The famous quarter round windows have been removed. Seriously? The house today looks considerably different from its depiction in the film. The house in Tom's River, used as a location for the first 3 films, has also been modified for the same reason. Looking at you now.
Don't make me laugh, it just makes it happen more.
The cat was like, blooper! Oh!
The cat's like, no!
It's scary, I'm sorry.
Alright, people, I apologize for the tooting. But,
Mama's so scary.
whatever. Bodily functions happen, okay?
Shit happens.
No, bodily functions happen. For the 2005 film version, the house was renamed 412 Ocean Avenue. Yes, because that makes it all better. I don't think she wants to clone me after the tooting factor. Hey, there's my pretty
In
girl.
December 2005, Film Remake says that the basement of the Lutz home was built in 1692, but 112 Ocean Avenue, also known as High Hopes, was built around 1924 for John and Catherine Moynihan.
Moynihan. Local residents and authorities in Amityville, New York are unhappy with the attention that the Amityville horror brings to the town and tend to decline requests to discuss it publicly.
And then you get like Stanley Hotel with it. They like the idea that it's that way.
Why not put it down? Why not capitalize, right? I would.
Okay.
Have a whole freaking
The website at
museum about it.
Historical
Society
makes no mention of the murders of Ronald Dafeo
No murders.
Jr. in the 1974.
Didn't
or
happen.
the period that the Lutz family lived at the 112 Ocean Avenue.
Didn't happen.
That's what they say.
Hey, leave my toes
Being the
alone.
devil right now.
She's so vicious.
She's possessed. She needs an exorcism.
She's so vicious. We should give her back.
No.
We won't. We won't. We won't. I was joking. I was joking.
Kristen's gonna watch this and be like, what?
I was joking, and she's gonna know that.
Here we go.
When the History Channel made its documentary about the Amityville horror in 2000, no member of the Historical Society would discuss the matter on camera. On camera.
The episode of
Stop
CSI
chewing my
New York
flip-flop.
first broadcast on October 31st, 2007 was a Halloween edition based on the Amityville horror entitled Boo. It featured a house in Amityville where a family has died in circumstances similar to the Dafeo murders.
Put a ghost right there when you say boo. In May 2010, the house was placed on the market with an asking price of $1.15 million.
Because it's a ghost house, now it's worth money.
In August of 2010, the house was sold to a local resident for $950,000, which is a lot less than they asked for, to be honest.
In August 21st, 2010, the departing owner held a moving sale at the house and hundreds of people turned up to the event. They were allowed to go inside the house, but not to visit the upstairs room or the basement. Aww.
Why take all the fun out of it?
That was it for that. Do you guys think that they made up the story? Because there's a lot of
Conspiracy theories.
conspiracies that they made up the whole thing for publication and stuff.
Mm.
I don't think so. I think it was partly true, but somewhat dramatized.
Oh, yeah. Well, like most stories, there's a piece of the truth and the rest is made up by somebody. In most stories, that's how that works.
Every story, basically, yeah.
So,
Like and subscribe.
let us know how we did.
Share.
I think I'm getting better. I don't know about her.
We keep trying to come up with new ideas.
Tell us if there's something you really want us to do for
Or
Halloween.
want us to try to eat, like we did the candy yesterday. And stuff,
The pumpkin spice debacle.
or an experiment. Something. We're open for anything. Like says, it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like history and stuff like that.
And I like anything that has to do with food, hence the fact that I'm diabetic.
So. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of information.
That was what,
Easily.
day
What is the date today?
13? Day 13. So,
Because we skipped 3 days. Sorry, guys.
shut up. We're going to put out some more videos to make up for it. We love you.